On this chilling weather, a warm welcome to each one of you. TiE Mysuru chapter, a forum for amalgamation of successful entrepreneurs, corporate executives, senior professionals with root in the Indus region. The chapter is dedicated for fostering networking, mentoring, education, funding, and incubation. TiE Mysuru chapter is one of the youngest chapters that we have, with the members of around 150. I am Dr. Lokesh, Associate Member, TiE Mysuru chapter, and Associate Professor from Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, will be hosting for the event. Today, all of us have gathered here for the knowledge series on key to success as a first generation entrepreneur with a guest, Mr. Sam Cherian. Now I request Mr. Sidhanudharanjaya sir, President TiE Mysuru chapter, to propose the welcome and opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. All the board members, charter members, associate members, student members. I don't see too many student members yet. They were supposed to come in large numbers, but I'm sure they will be in the rest of the maybe half an hour. I'm privileged to welcome all of you today, and also to briefly tell you about the long association that I've had with Sam Cherian. We've known each other since 1998, and we worked together very closely in organizing CII's first big event called Integrate 99, which was at Chandni University. Under Reverend Raman's leadership, who is now in Bangalore. And some of us in this hall go back to having worked together to make that big event happen, very big, and a landmark event for Mysuru happened. This was in 1999. So I've known Sam as a very dear friend since then, so it's an honor and a privilege, Sam, to have you here today. He's a first generation entrepreneur. I know he's transformed his business to new gen, lot of technology, robotics, automation today in his business compared to 1999, 1998 when I got to know him. So look forward, like all of you, I also look forward to hearing that journey. As TiE, we are a young chapter in Mysuru. For those of you, I know I met a couple of them who are coming to this for TiE meeting the first time. We are a young chapter. We have been running to a templated format of inviting speakers who could inspire entrepreneurs in Mysuru, who could talk about investments, how investments happen, how entrepreneurs could raise funds, inspiration journeys like Sam's, where they started as an entrepreneur and built out a big business. We're trying to get these kinds of speakers. So it's been more of speaker sessions, and of course, we run standard competitions as part of TiE Global's charter to us. We run a Women's Pitch Fest, which Sri Lakshmi has been leading for the last 2 years, and we run TiE University Pitch Fest, which Mahesh leads. We also ran an hackathon this year, so there are a number of competitions as well. So this is the current format. We are more than two-thirds way, approximately two-thirds way into this year of TiE. And I think from whatever has happened over the last 7-8 months of this term, I'm sure we can reflect on it during our upcoming board meeting and try and see if we can bring in more diversity and more variety and more benefits to our TiE members from the events that we have. That's kind of a midterm couple of thoughts that I had. But mainly, thank you very much, Sam, and look forward to listening to you. Thank you all for
TiE Mysuru chapter, a warm welcome to you, sir. Now I kindly request Mr. Sam Cherian, sir, to come over the dais. So please. Now I call upon the member to introduce Mr. Sam Cherian to the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to everyone present here. I'm Prachal Vilas, student member, TiE Mysuru chapter. The first thing that came to my mind when I found out who our today's speaker was going to be is that striking blue bottle of sanitizer we so frequently came across and put all our faith into during this pandemic. Little did we know, much to our surprise, this familiar little product that we relentlessly use was made by a company established in Namma Mysuru. And for some of you with guesses, you probably guessed it right. Yes, I'm talking about Cherian Laboratories founded by Mr. Sam Cherian. Mr. Sam Cherian, the managing director of Cherian Laboratories Private Limited, is a first-generation entrepreneur whose industry specializes in cleaning and hygiene products. With his focused approach and determination, Mr. Sam has put Cherian on the map today. He set up Cherian Innovation Center, which is the only state-of-the-art lab in our country to carry out research and develop clean and hygiene products tailor-made for Indian needs. He has the best of the best brains from the scientific community in Mysuru to support his initiative with the help of institutes such as CFTRI and DFRL for developing world-class products. A joint venture between Cherian and CleanFit Switzerland, a global leader in cleaning and robotics, was set up to meet the requirements of the Indian and Asian region, where a fully automatic factory will make Swiss quality machines in Mysuru. And speaking of his contribution on the social front, he is an active member of the Rotary West Mysuru. Rotary International awarded him with the highest community service award, the Significant Achievement in Community Service. He is also the Vice President of the Confederation of the Indian Industries CIE Mysuru chapter, a trustee of the Mysuru Literary Forum Charitable Trust, and correspondent of the Marthoma Education Society, which imparts knowledge to about 2,500 students in Mysuru. We welcome you, sir. We are eager to listen to your journey and entrepreneurial lessons.
I was quite excited to hear Prachal Vilas. What a magnificent introduction, not on me, but the manner in which you communicated. I won't say it is not fair on my side to say that it is rare in Mysuru, but yes, you've done very well. Thank you, my dear friends. I must start with Shabari and Sugu and Bala and Sutanva and Dr. Mahesh. I think I have to name everybody's name here. But I mean, these are the people whom I have looked upon in the erstwhile days, how they're doing. You know, every situation, every dialogue I have with somebody, I have a hidden agenda. Learn what I can. Today was just, I spent little time to read, to make myself current on what's happening. Today I was reading, I'm not boasting, the Harvard Business Review, and the article which came up on the weekly newsletter is that corporations have taken mentoring as mandatory. But I like it. And when I came in, Dr. Mahesh said, your children would like to meet you, and he said, you said, you are mentoring them. See, Bhaskar, you have put a lot of effort in your erstwhile days to build up corporations. And if you don't make use of that for the children, for the upcoming entrepreneurs, I think you're wasting your time. I think your selection is perfect, your route is perfect. I think, like Shabari, I started talking to him very regularly now. Cherian is, I won't say he's my mentor, but I learned a lot of things from him. The kind of experience Cherian has acquired in his professional time is amazing actually. He's a chartered accountant, but he was running an automobile ancillary industry, and when I had an issue on certain information, I told him, I don't know, I went at the top of the line, people in the South India on those lines. Ashok Rao. I told him immediately, he just connected me to the right kind of people. See, the message what I wanted to start with is that Mysuru is having or harboring the best of the best brain in South India region. Actually, TiE, the initiative what you've taken, is an amazing thing to mentor, to mold the young brains towards the decision they may take entrepreneurship. They may succeed, they may fail, but at least your association, your interaction with them will then make them to take the right kind of decisions. I started my speech with that. One more thing I wanted to tell you. Yesterday I was in Delhi to receive an award for my company on my performance on servicing, not on the top line, bottom line. And I was with my son and my other officers. Then I had my director from Switzerland came in. Then I said, I have to leave you. Felix here, I have to go in midnight itself. But tomorrow I have to be here to meet the young entrepreneurs. He said, what? I said, yes, young entrepreneurs. Because they don't know TiE in Switzerland, it's not very popular. Then I explained to them. He said, Sam, India is great. The young people in Europe, especially in Switzerland, they don't want to work. They have amassed a lot of wealth from the parental side. Beautiful mansions. They don't study well, and they don't use the abilities what is there available, and India is amazing. So when I said that, it's just booming. He said, yes, India is growing, and that is not that I didn't know about it. I always talk about very high about the young generation, but the world is looking at India as a very unique country. I think the young generation here should make use of it. You have Bhaskar and Subus and Mahesh and Ashok Rao. Everybody is here. Dr. Lakshmi, what a brain she has. What a scientific personality she is. And entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs. Vaishali, she's here today. Where is she? What an achievement she has brought. This is Mysuru. I think we all should make it. We give what we can give to the young generation, and you should make use of it. Now, I will start my, I'm not a good speaker, but let me just tell you. So basically you see that somebody is jumping. That shows success. I don't jump around. I don't have anything exciting in my life, isn't it? You don't jump around. But this is a sign we all should have in our mind. We have to make whatever we do as the most successful event or activity what we are doing. I mean, we are not designed to fail. We cannot fail. If somebody has failed, that means something is wrong in you personally. Because we all have got everything properly from the Creator. Make use of it. So I would like to start with the saying that I would like to say that success is within you. Next. I will give you a brief story about children.
Well, there I was at one fine Sunday afternoon, just me and my...
Just stop it now, just for a minute. Can you just stop it for a minute? I would like each one of you to listen and understand what is this video is for. This, if you take it, you all will say, oh yeah, my life is like this. Each one of us had this kind of a journey. Just start this.
Well, Well, there I was that one fine Sunday afternoon, just me and my airplane at a little airport we'd never been to before. We were on short final and nothing was looking right. I was seeing red over red and white over white. And I couldn't seem to remember how that saying went anyway, but I was staring straight down at the runway, and all I could think was I was setting myself up to graciously dismantle this perfectly good little airplane. And then off in the distance, I heard a voice. And I think it was that of my flight instructor saying, "You can always go around." You can always go around if it don't look right coming down. Don't wait until your side feet sliding on the ground. You can always go around. I know that well. When I learned to fly, my instructor was yelling in my ear. How the red heart be cold, why not pitch flights to go? Take it round the hatch one more time again. But I know now, he was showing me that just because the nose is pointing down, if it doesn't look right, give it one more try. You can always go around. You can always go around. If it don't look right coming down, don't wait until your side feet sliding upside down. You can always go around.
Over. Just one second. This particular video I played at the time of my second factory inauguration, where Swiss ambassador and the Maharaja of Mysuru was sitting. After this program, he said, "Sam, this is everybody's life. You are an industry man, you are a professional engineer, doctor, everybody go through this situation. So we all have gone through that. We don't have to buck, we have ups and downs. But that, I was having dinner with my wife in Southern Sar one evening. Unfortunately, she's here. She came without my permission. She didn't tell me that she's coming. And I was having dinner, and I met somebody who I know, we all know very well, and I was sitting on the side on my side, and he was explaining to the person, he said, "Sam had gone through great trouble. He was struggling. And today he made a lot of money." I heard. I thought I would react. And then he said, No, just leave it with us. So what the point here is that this is the perception of people on others. Now, the point here is no struggle for anybody. You have chosen to do that, right? If somebody said, "I've struggled a lot," I don't believe that. Whatever you're doing, you have done with your pleasure, your choice, and you say that you had a struggle, which I definitely don't agree. That's the way you have done it. Now I'll tell you the Cherian story in a brief way, because Mahesh said, "So you have to show what you have done and what you have gone through." So now,
with a plan to start the business, I came back with my wife and my son Ashwin.
Within 2 years, the country was on the verge of bankruptcy.
I never regretted. If something is going down, you need it to bounce back. That was my feeling.
One man believed and invested in the country at a time when everyone else was losing faith.
I was very sure on what I'm doing.
A 33-year-old Sam, passionate about cleaning and hygiene, came back from the Middle East to India, a country as far from the idea of modern hygiene as any could be.
Traditionally, the cleaning was happening with phenol and the locally blended soap solutions. So 30 years back, I thought about making something sensible and to protect the environment. So my first product is All Clean, an all-purpose clean.
All Clean became Cherian's best-selling product and took on established multinational brands. Cherian moved rapidly to introduce many more innovative products in a highly unorganized but competitive market, responding to unique client needs in real time.
That's just a very brief about what we're doing. We started with 5 products. Today we have more than 150 products, which goes across the country and APAC. Next. Now, this is where I would like to talk about my experiences and how we can make our ventures, enterprises successful, especially meant for the young generation here. Now, I would say there are 3 main keys for success. Yeah. I would say there are 3 main keys for success. It could be 5, it could be 10, but the 3 points which I've taken along with me in my journey is that I would like to talk about it. Next. The first is the passion on what you're doing. You're starting an industry. I shouldn't copy what my neighbor is doing. I should start something, a venture, where I have my own passion for what I was doing. See, my story is that I had my education in Europe and worked part of my time in the US, came to the Middle East to work for the US companies, and then I realized that this is not my place. I would like to be an entrepreneur. And added to that, my wife Miriam, she said, no, I don't like this place. Let's go back. So when I wanted to come back, and I talked to my US guys and said that I'm going to the US, can you help me out for clearing thing? Because India never had anything at that time. So I came with the technology, and investment is mine, came with the technology, and I had a lot of difficulties at that time to get this approval for the technology to transfer because they wanted royalty. First, my application was rejected. They said, no, India doesn't need cleaning. So I said, okay. I was so disappointed at the age of 32. Then I had no choice but to reach out to people whom I know in the system. And I got it approved. And they have, instead of 14% royalty, they have agreed for 5% royalty. But that again is a lot of money. So, but when you ask me what difficulties I have gone through to set up an industry, actually I never had any difficulty what I go through today. Those days you walked in, KDB has given me land, and I had to change the land, and everything happened in a week's time. Unbelievable. In those days, the urban land ceiling was there. Everything, I didn't pay even not 1 rupee nor even a cup of coffee. Anyway. What a great system we had, and the encouragement of some level. At least they were passive, with no hindrances. So I could set up. I wanted water. I wanted 20,000 liters of water. Then Group 1 had the big pipeline going there to them directly. I had the ability to puncture that and take water there. Even today I get water there because I had the permission. Electricity came to me on the 3rd day of my application. No issues at all. But the journey was not easy because India never wanted cleaning. So you go there, you had only, they're showing their back, say, no, we're happy with phenol. From there, we have reached a situation where that has become the topmost priority today. So that is the reason, I think, I would like each, especially anybody can ask me a question, I have answered. I don't have to fumble. So the reason what I would say to tell you is that 1, I had the passion of what I was doing. I was very clear on what I wanted to do. I had a lot of ups and downs as I showed you in the way the aircraft was going up and down. The passion was really strong in me to see that I pursue my passion. And next, the knowledge of my product. There wasn't anybody in the country like me who knew what I was doing. Nobody had the knowledge of what is required. India even never had the surfactants which I wanted to use it for my production. I still remember, I went to Mahim. There was a company called Heiko, one of the best companies who were making surfactants. The family owned. Beautiful, excellent land. they have given us the factories. Unfortunately, that company closed, and whoever had worked there have started their own factories. Now you get plenty. Likewise, quaternary ammoniums. All this we have to go and look for raw material. That was the situation 32 years back. Today, everything is available. So that was a struggle. It's not an mental struggle, but that is the difficult situation we had to go through that. I could do that as a part of the passion. I knew what I wanted. So one point to share with you is that have the passion and know what you're doing. You should know what you're doing. What do you want to get? I shouldn't go and ask Sabration, hey, what do I do? No. I should know within myself. Or I shouldn't ask anybody else. So you should know what you're doing. You should know what you want to get from where. If a government guy says that he can give you, you say that that's my right, I should get. I will share an experience which I went through 3 months back, many of them I shared with. I bought some land for my new factory. I'll tell you the last part of it. Registration I went in for, they said 0.6% you got to give me. I said, sorry sir, I won't. You take the document, keep the document. I don't need, but I need this to come to my office before 1 o'clock. I signed it, he had to sign it and give me another. He was holding it. Before 1 o'clock, he assigned and given to my manager. I knew what I want. I know the trouble which can happen if I'm going aggressive. Another thing is, I want a khata for the new property. They say 21 people you have to look after. I said, don't keep the khata with you. I don't need. Yesterday I called up and asked if you don't give me, because that way Dr. Earlier DC was very helpful. So he's moved out. I said, the new DC has come back to report him. Sir, no, sir. Next week we have the meeting, we'll give to you. They are asked 21 members to be nursed. Fine. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, want the passion, and you should know what you need to get from home. Be very aggressive, nothing will go wrong. So these 2 things I would like to tell you from out of my experience. Then on the passion that you should love your product, whatever it is. See, if you go to my good friend Jagdan Shena, he loves his meeting. He smokes, he doesn't smoke anymore. But he loves his product. It's not the 555 or anything, that's his product. He loves his product. So have a love towards your product, then you will never be failure. So be passionate about what you intend to do. That is what my one point to share with you. This point. Then the mindset. This is the most critical thing. Actually, we all need that. We need to have a good mindset to do whatever you want to do. If you have a mindset which is not comfortable for you, then I think we are heading for trouble. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, if you want to be a manager, one, you have to behave like an entrepreneur, you have to behave like an manager, and you have to even look at about this mindset. I think this is something which the upcoming entrepreneurs should inculcate that in your mind, and I practice it. When I employ somebody, I know that I'm successful on that. Last month I employed a girl, she came and said, sir, I need a job. I don't have a job, I'm newly married, I'm desperate, I need a job. I said, okay, take the job. How much you want? She said around 20, I'm getting 20 plus 3, 23. So how much you want? 25. So my other guy said, no sir, we'll give 20. 3 we'll give after 3 months and 2 months. I said, no. If she asks 25, give her 25. So that at least she will set her mind towards us and she will be stabilized with us. To my bad luck, she picked up the job, I put her in the new plant. She's been trained for a month from the new SAP systems and has started working. She said she's leaving. She has given this biodata to somebody else. I'm sure that she's a SAP trained lady. They would have given her 30,000. That's all. But that happens, doesn't matter. The world is like that. But if you have the right mindset, by and large, you're going to be successful. For sure. That is what you read even the Harvard Business Review every day, you'll find one article that puts that. Have the right frame of mind, then you will never be reactive to others. So you can handle your aggressiveness, you can handle your mindset, you can handle your relationship with employees in a great way. And I'm experiencing it. I have failures, but I feel what I'm doing is the right thing. I look at what is there, for which you should have the right kind of frame of mind. That is one side, customers. See, we are in an industry where the cleaning, though we have the priority today, that's the lowest priority today. You go for a meeting, you reach up to Bangalore, Ramnagar, Adinega record, no Sam, I have another meeting, can we meet it either at 5 o'clock today or tomorrow? You have already woke up 5 o'clock in the morning, you are ready and suited, booted, reaching in Ramnagar. What do? You don't want to waste your time. Turn the car and come back. What do they lose? Can we react? We cannot react at all. Come back and tell Miriam, then Miriam, I'm back. Hey, what happened? She can't get upset. I can't get upset. I go back to the office and I take my anger to the rest of the people there. What will happen? Again, I am the loser. So, if you want to be a good entrepreneur and a good manager, you have to have the right frame of mind. That was very difficult, especially a situation where when you deal with a non-priority product. I'm dealing with a non-priority product. I make it as a priority product by doing a lot of work to make that as big. That is, again, your passion is coming there and your mindset is tuned towards that. Experiences as a businessman in the dealing with this product is, I would say, it was very painful, even today. The clients are different. So you have to have the right frame of mind to see that you get, you have set right to deal with the situation where the client feels comfortable. Today I was so proud, I'm proud yesterday I met the largest real estate facility management company in the country. And we deal with the topmost companies in the world in India. And we have there 30% of their clients are with us, whether it's $1 rupee client or $1 million client. And the kind of relationship what we have built up, nothing but we and the tolerance. That really helps to have a good frame of mind, young people. Today, when you are coming to be as a successful entrepreneur, and be ready to take beating to any level. But by end of the day, you should be happy about it. Every time you get a new meeting, you are getting yourself tamed. You are getting yourself more groomed for tomorrow. Then you will never fail in the industry. You know, I shouldn't quote the names, but in Mysuru, there are a lot of successful people. You have seen many senior people are aware of the success of one of our friends last week. What a success, isn't it? I shouldn't quote the name. What a success he has achieved. And the kind of focused, the perseverance was super. And his passion, his mindset was very clear that I will do what I've taken and I will never fail. And this is good for you, me, and everybody. And I believe in that. So that is the reason I said mindset is very important, and be humble, be cool, nothing will go wrong. Next. This is something which we all should revisit, that responsibility. See, I don't know whether this is something which is very serious. I would like to say that I take that as the first thing. Be responsible. One, you have decided to set up an industry, you have decided to set up a business, and that's a responsible decision. So you've got to see that you stand by your own responsible decision, whatever it is. So this brings in a whole lot of situation to make your industry, your venture, your enterprise is successful. Of which the first and foremost thing is the focus. You've got to be extremely focused on what you're doing. There are typical example people sitting here, they've the kind of focus what they have on their venture, on their enterprise is unmatched. You can have anything interesting for you to enhance your ability or enhance your social connections or enhance your diversion. Do that, but the core thing remains. Subbu always used to say, Subbu, would you like to quote that? Those days, first thing is the...
Oh, you do that. It's your privilege.
For him, first thing is always first. First can never be second. I learned a lot of things from Subbu those days when we have done jointly with the CFTRI, the IFCON and the Integrate. He was those days, my model. I used to really be very close with him. The families were very close. And the kind of focus Subbu had and the kind of training he had from his management schools, I have imbibed quite a bit from him. So the focus is the most important thing as a responsible enterprise owner or a businessman or whatever you call it. So if you do that, chances of failing your enterprise or your venture is, I would say, very minimal. Not only focus, and then the Mysuru example, the tolerance and the perseverance. That is something which is very, very important. You can have your comfort in life, but if you have taken a responsibility of investment, you got to be very, very highly responsible. You cannot take things very lightly. If you see an example, my own family life, I tell you, I could do my job, I could make it successful even today because I had the support from my family. See, for anybody to make your venture successful is to have the support from the family. You should have an extremely well-balanced family. Young people, you should always keep in mind. You should have a very good family. Again, I will not quote example in Mysuru, but an example, a very successful, very unique industry. Subbu must be knowing. The woody industry in India those days, and you have to wind up. The products are extremely unique. Everything is because focus was minimal, and second is he didn't have a family. So we are all blessed with that. For me, my reason to be responsible and to come to this level is, I must really say that my nuclear family and my extended family. And I've been enjoying the family support extensively even today. So you all should have that as your support system. It's not the money. Money is a different thing. You, as I was reading today, don't worry about money to start a business. Money is available in abundance if you are nurturing your passion, if your mindset is in the right path, and if you are a responsible person, money will come automatically. You don't have to go and borrow from people by 36%. All that is not required, but you should know what you need. If you know the product, then you will have. So the family is very important. And next is that you should be current. You don't need to read all the newspapers every day. You should be current on what is happening, your product areas, the economy, the political situation, whatever it is, briefly you should know. You should be able to talk about that to anybody sitting here tomorrow or today. I mean, that gives a lot of strength. So be current. That is something which the young people should know that it's a part of your responsibility. Then, next, as a part of the responsibility is the perseverance. You have only examples to see in Mysuru, and Mysuru is not an industrial city even today. Only a few families are controlling the business, like Pavan is here, and few other families were the erstwhile days, they were the one, and but few other people have made it very big. Nothing but they're focused and focused perseverance, I would say. So this is something which I would like all of you to keep in mind if you really wanted to make your enterprise or your business plan successful. These are the three, I say the three keys, whichever you feel, but generally you got to be passionate about what you're doing, and you should have mindset, and you should be responsible on your decision. Nobody else, not even your own wife, cannot help. Be helpful for that. It's you. You're the one responsible for that. So these are the 3 points which I would like to definitely share with you on that. Next. This is the enterprise I built. For 34 years. This is our unit 1 where we have the completely automated plant for producing the chemicals one. Then I have the middle one is my research center. We have fairly the best of the best brains in the region talking to us and telling us what to do and what not to do, and I listen to them. And I'm not a chemistry, that also I want to tell you that I've never had chemistry in my life except the fact that on the 10th standard I've seen somebody say something like a baby or a frog in the bottle. That's all I've seen. But today, I could sit and talk to my team of scientists or anybody what I need. That is nothing but because of the knowledge of the product which I acquired, because of the passion I have, and the responsibility that I have to run the industry. So I need to know the product. I don't need to mix chemicals, but I need to know what I'm doing. So I have a good, fairly good research. This is my unit 2. This is a fairly new unit. This handles the entire sanitizers and very special products. And this is functioning very well. It's again a completely automated plant. And my products from the first plant to this plant and the transport to the bay. We have 146 meters of conveyor moving. We have reduced our labor by 30%. So why I'm showing this is that this is what we have created in the last 32 years and 34 years, and all this could happen because you're focused on what you're doing. I never allowed my attention to be diverted to any level for any reasons which can deter my plan, and it continues to do that. Then after that, next. Yeah, we thought you make only chemicals, then we thought we need to have cleaning machines to use the chemicals in the country, and we have built up a unit to manufacture the complete range of cleaning machines, including robotics, with a Swiss technology, and this will cater for the India, Asia region, and many parts of Europe, because today, as you're all aware, if you're current, you know that what is happening in Europe today. Manufacturing is going to be a major challenge. Manpower is difficult, cost of employment is very high. So this is built up there is nothing missing in it. I can even have a mini golf course. This is around 9 acres of land. On the right side also, this is in the month of June we have ETP and we have even a guest house, we have a Tenchi, everything required for somebody to work with comfort. So all this is my learning, I would say, that's what I'm telling. Everything which I do today, I would like to make it into practice tomorrow, and I do that. Next. Over. These are the cleaning machines which we make today, and this is one of the robotics, and these are different kind of machines. Next. Again, big times, all kind of rope. This is for the household. We are going to bring it to the household. This is where what we are planning to do is you have 1,000 workstations in Gudaga. I can deploy maybe around 200 there, and I control from here. So we are going to launch this very soon. This will reduce the intervention of manpower and cost, everything. So that also is going to be launched here. And lastly, we thought we can't stop with cleaning machines, we need a road sweepers also. We're going to have the road sweepers launched in January. This is where I had to take help from Salvation and Ashok to get the Leyland truck, because it's not very easy that you can walk in and buy one. With their introduction, they said, Sam, whenever you want it, just give me 2 weeks time. We will deliver it. What an amazing relationship they have, both the Diamond Events and that's a kind of relationship what these people have built, and we should make. I'm making use of
So this is the last product which we're doing it now, and this is what the company in whole completely doing it as of today. Now, what I would also like to tell you is that when I came in here, what I did was I created, there is an ecosystem in India, wherever you are there. I tuned that ecosystem where I'm headed. Even now, if you ask me or somebody asks me, Sam, why did you choose Mysuru to start the industry? I said, wrong decision. 100%. Lakshmi, you agree with me? Yes. I don't get anything what I want. My raw materials are coming, 90% is from outside Bangalore, outside Mysuru. I don't get the right kind of people to work for me because I have a different requirement. And I don't get what I want to run my business, very simply. When new factory, the entire components have to come from different parts of the world. I would require more than 1,500 to 2,000 parts. Where am I getting it? What a cost impact. But then I can't move out having established here. I created an ecosystem for me to survive here. So I'm not negating on what I've gone through, but I'm saying this is something which you choose a place where you can make your ecosystem more comfortable for you. I think that is very important when you choose a place to do a business. That's very important. You know, I remember that ecosystem which I learned from this Baraspur in Bada. When I was talking to him several years back, and because he came to one of our important events where KV Kamath was inaugurating a research center. He said, he was talking about ecosystem to be created. And that is what many of us make a mistake. You jump in, I copy somebody's doing it, I don't create an ecosystem, isn't it? That is where chances of many industries or many establishments get limited. Other point which I wanted to tell you is that enjoy what you're doing. By the end of the day, you should be happy about what you're doing. If you do that, you have very little reason to regret. You have difficulties in your journey, tremendous, but take that as a part of the journey. Never think about that as a pain for you. And if you think that is a pain, you will never ever succeed. That's over. You say that, yeah, that's over. I always look at what is the limit of the trouble. If you get trouble every day, look, what is the limit? Oh yeah, that's all. You cannot go beyond that. That's all. Tomorrow you solve it. Sometimes in a day you wake up in the morning, you think, oh yeah, today I'm tired, I don't want to go. So I ask, okay, good. You don't go today. Then I ask myself, what happens? It's you. So I go to the mirror and ask myself, can I relax today? Yeah, you relax, but then you answer for yourself, isn't it? So you are the question and you are the answer for yourself. You make your position comfortable. It's you. After the meeting yesterday, I had to leave against the will of my wife and my children that I drove back to Mysuru, driver was driving. And after reaching almost Srinagar when I come from the flyover, the new road, there was a bad patch. This guy didn't slow. He went into a pit. I lost my front tire. In Mysore, I don't have the tire. What do I do? I can't take my car today for 7 days. The tire has to come from Ahmedabad. Then, this is what I'm saying. Mysore, good place, excellent, nice and cozy, but what you need to happen immediately, you won't get it. And I may be wrong. I'm right in my way, but many people have maybe different opinion. But I can't get worried about it. But I talked to good old suppliers and Madhu Tires, and they said, "Sir, don't worry, I will be there tomorrow 11 o'clock." No, that is what one has to comfort yourself. You can't just sit and brood, isn't it? Find a solution for yourself. You are a problem, you are a problem, find a solution. Where do you worry about it? I don't have any relations in myself except me and my wife and children. When you have anything, you have a fund, not today, because today you can't do that. The last 12 days, you have a problem for funding. I don't go to a person to borrow money. I go to the bank and say, I need 50 lakhs today, or 5 lakhs, or 50,000.
You take it. When will you give to me? Yeah, 30 days. Yeah, so take it. See, you have built up that kind of a relationship with your bank. So this is something which you also have to, all of us should know that we should be building a good relationship. The mindset should be correct for you. You are surviving. The last I would like to say that be powerful. No harm in being powerful. Nobody can question, isn't it? What is wrong in being powerful? Isn't it? Be powerful as you are. You don't have to be an underdog. And you will be successful. I have my best wishes to the upcoming entrepreneurs, and try to get a mentor, or somebody should mentor you time and again. Don't feel shy about it. Mysuru is harboring the best of the best brain in the region. I can assure you that, whether it be chemistry, microbiology, or engineering, or management, I tell you, young or old, I think you should find people to help you in your thought process. Nothing wrong in going one step down and listen to senior people, and they will never misguide. They will find this as a pleasure, and their giving to the society. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity, but I am open for any questions related to what I've done, what I'm doing, what I will do. You can ask me. I would like to ask. If you don't ask me questions, I say that I didn't communicate well to you. Now you sit there, you have a question, you can ask me. Don't tell me thank you, sir.
Important that how Mysore can help us network and do things in positive way against all odds. Yes, why I laughed with you when you said Mysore might not be the good place, because every single thing takes plus 1 day. If an instrument goes wrong, being in biotech, I have this problem all the time. Everything is plus 1 day. Sir, the equipment is down. So everything is plus 1 day. And that's why it becomes a little frustrating at times, but at the same time, it is also allows you to develop patience. So I have learned that in last few years, and it has worked very beautifully. My question to you is, scale up has not been Mysure's, apart from 1 or 2 big industries which have been there, the family houses. Scale up has not been Mysure's charter or Mysure's under Mysore, though actually land is less, land is available in plenty, and people are available. HR is very, very important, which is available. Even money is also available. So for Cherian, what do you see will be the next big thing? How do you see scale up for Cherian? Because that is one thing which I don't understand, why the industries would not be willing to come to Mysore and put up bigger units and make this real industrial hub.
Yeah. That's fine. But as I said in the beginning, you want to get something, you have to get it. There's no choice. Absolutely no choice. Now, scaling up is the order of the day today. I had my Unit 2 foundation stone was laid on June 22nd, 2020. Okay. And I finished it, and the next factory I built up on June 22nd, 2022. So the next is within 2 years for sure. Doesn't matter. Scaling up is not difficult. Again, what you want to do. Challenges of people, challenges on technology, challenges on infrastructure, all that is there. Getting land in Mysore, Mysore has got plenty of land, I'm telling you. Absolutely no issue if you know where to get what to get. I'll give you my example. I got 10 and 9 acres of land in a place called Imau. Yeah, that is, when I went to occupy this, they said, no sir, there's a case. Our DC said, Dr. Bhargav said, no, I can't give you protection. So you find ways and means to resolve that in the terms of changing Then I had to approach the authorities and I said, sir, I have invested this much money and you have an option to give my money back, or the first option is give me a replacement or give my money back. That I can't just borrow my money, I have a timeline to do the job. I was very determined about it. He immediately picked up the phone and talked to the local authorities, and he said, yeah, there is a land available. The same authorities, before I went and I asked him, do you have a land available? No sir, no land in that area. Absolutely, I can give you some 1 acre, half an acre land. Same messages with me, I didn't say anything. Then he connected me to the guy. Then I came here next day morning, he said, yeah, this one you like it, you take it. That was preserved for somebody else. And that continues happening. Many of our members have had the same issues and they couldn't go and set up their factory. They paid 20%, finally they paid full also. But land is not an issue in Mysuru, plenty. Even here also, plenty. But the government should decide to help. And so scaling up on account of the land availability is not an issue at all if you want to get it. But other things, yes, not difficult, because now you have all the mode of transport is facilitated for Mysuru industry focused, so that's not an issue at all. And we don't find those kind of challenges except a bit of HR issues, which we need to circumvent that. I always believe in that, yes, we can circumvent that.
Sir, my question to you is on the labor. So you have seen the industry for 30 years, and I repeatedly heard the message, a lot of your factories are automated. So how was it when you started the availability of labor, and are you seeing that you don't want to employ a lot of people but want to invest in automate? Is it because of the hidden power or the HR issues concerning labor? This is especially important issue because I work in semiconductors, and Mysuru is taking news in terms of it is going to attract a lot of investment in electronics and ESDM sector. So what is your observations as an industrialist in terms of availability of labor, the mindset of the labor? Are you seeing it change for better, or we are better off by automating things?
Yeah, completely manually operated production for the first 15 years. I could never fill up my cans properly. I always had issues with my clients that it is never filled properly. The labels are not fixed properly, and always had issues with packaging. We were just struggling. That is one scenario. Then we had people working in, they will not come on time, and you can't train them. They have any festivals around, they will take leave and go. We had a hell of a lot of issues in terms of their attrition, their absence and presence, and their knowledge level, training, everything was very difficult. So I've reached a situation that I might get into trouble to run the business to scale up. Then the only option was going for automation. That is one scenario. Then, though we were small, we had a labor union. I think my 8 years of life was the most difficult part of my journey, I would say, very difficult. All these laborers who were there for 12 years, 15 years, simple labor, they came and said that, sir, utta beku, uttilla, klasa kodutara, bani. I mean, I don't speak much Kannada, but I say this much, you say, come and take the job. But somehow they framed a union for around 26 people. And all these people were given breakfast, lunch, and all were education for the children. They were enjoying all this, and they formed a union. And they have given us help to me and my family, not only physically, but they will not work. Then to keep that union away, what I did is, I started automating. Digitization. 7 years back, I automated completely. And then I struck a deal with them and I said, thank you. One evening, I gave them a fat check to them and thank you. That's it. I managed to see that no more unit in my facility. That really helped. So now your question next is that the mindset of the workers are difficult. Not that Bangalore is better, but here you got really, automation is the only way that you can minimize it. It's not to hurt the employment possibilities for a labor class, but choices to run the industry or you want to get in trouble. To do as much automation as possible. and see that minimal intervention of human in your work. I think one should keep that in order. My experience. I would like to hear from the young smart guys sitting there. You should ask me questions. You're shy? You can't be shy if you're going to be an entrepreneur. Can I say thank you very much? Anybody?
And how did you manage that pace? I mean, what was your experience there?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I will give the products cheaper than anybody else. Never did. I never did it. You don't undervalue your products. Go with your product with a lot of power. Go with your product with a lot of technology. And you will, today, if not tomorrow, you will win. See, I could create my enterprise today as, in my line of business, the most powerful company. And nobody can touch me, nobody can compete me in terms of my knowledge. Not for me, but I'm very powerful about it. Because I know what I'm talking about. Nobody can challenge my ability in giving the service. We have just received, we have a different business model. We just done 25 million square feet of Wipro across the country in 30 days' time, sitting in Mysuru. We have the whole Wipro which we service it. In 30 days' time, and they were just telling that it's amazing. They said they couldn't do that. Not Wipro directly through the facility management companies. One, I could do that. One, I knew what I'm doing. I have built up a team who could handle situations without me spending, and communications and various stuff would happen. I hope I answered your question too.
Hi, Sam. So, which also means that the third point that you said regarding responsibility, it also shows a responsibility towards the environment and the planet. So, and also, I know that you also do a lot of outreach, in your showing your other side to the society. So could you just say something about that?
Now the products are environment friendly, and we have the highest approval from the Green Seal certification and IGBC Green Pro. So we have all the certification to majority of product, or rather highly produced product which is good in the market. That is one. And then our main plan probably will be announcing carbon neutral. This is the one. This is the one which, this is about 3 months old. If you come, it's completely green. The event was completely a sustainable event. We didn't have any waste going into the environment. You ask me anything. Completely. Somebody were there, somebody were there. Completely. No plastic things. Nothing. The Swiss ambassador was amazed to the kind of initiative. We have even taken the carbon footprint for people who travel from different parts of the world, even from South Africa. People that come from different parts of the world. We have taken their carbon emission by flight, and every car which was traveling on that day, we have taken that completely sustainable event. Answer number one. Then, if you go back to the next unit, the first unit, earlier one. Yeah. This unit will be declared as a carbon neutral, possibly we are almost there. And the first unit in the city of Mysuru or in the region. So everything which, well, this has happened automatically because of the passion towards greenery around you, but it turned out to be sort of dealing with the environment situations. So each one of us can do that. If you go to Infosys, I mean, the kind of investment what they have done is huge, isn't it? So I think we should be hats off to that. You always think that they are wasting money on greenery. No, that is what is required. Otherwise, you and me, the kind of emission what we give to all the damage we create to the environment is huge. And the Did I? Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. This is Arish. After hearing what you said about passion and being responsible and having a mindset, it appears that we've been set an example of a 10th standard or a 12th standard topper who does nothing but work. So how do you balance your work and life? What else do you do apart from work to keep yourself focused so you can focus more on work? So these are my two questions.
First part is that Chevron is, I used to like the Chevron, the oil company. As a young man, I had a passion for the color and everything, Then I thought, how do I use that into my new enterprises? I thought I'd put S first. Sam. It's basically Sam Cherian and find our family people. That's what Chevron has come. Then you can ask, so where did you get this capsule? You would have seen a company in the recent days in this region, pipe company called Wavin, W-A-V-I. Have you seen that? Pipe company from Netherlands or Dutch company. I like that capsule. So I put this Chevron into that. That is Chevron. Now next, it's a very difficult question. If you ask me, it was not really possible for me, but we managed it thanks to Miriam and her concentrated effort in looking at the requirement of the family growing up in Cherian and their needs, and that was one of the reasons. But we managed, with the days when we came in the year 1988, we never had any mobile phones here. I used to get into a taxi and go to Bangalore or other places. Early morning I leave 2 a.m. because to catch a flight to Delhi, you have to leave at 2 a.m. to reach the airport. At those days we need 2.5 hours. Then you reach at 6 o'clock flight. Come back. Then you can't afford to go and stay in a hotel. What do you do? So the taxi will be there. And get into the taxi, come back at 2 a.m. Miriam with 2 children looking at, where is my man? And everything is okay. Those days we had only ambassador. See the struggle what we had, that is struggle. And then you have no Saturdays, no Sundays. So the work-life balance was not great, but as a small nucleus family, we are contented. But we all had the same goal in mind that whatever we have started should be made it as a success. But today, you guys have got tremendous opportunities, isn't it? But I feel I should have been in the age of 20s to start this, become the most successful man in the world. It is possible today for any one of you. You are a very bright man. I have heard you earlier also. You can do this. You asked questions earlier also in some of the meetings. So the kind of brightness what you are nurturing today should be converted into building a mere enterprise.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much.
What did you say?
When are you building the golf course?
Oh yeah, well, you should go and see that in my new factory. That's at least 2 acres. Just show that.
I was just trying to ask, you said you have a 9-hole golf course.
Then I didn't
and
say
wishing
that.
you get time to enjoy that.
I don't have, and I said, we have been building, not here, other factory. We have built up in such a way that a lot of greenery. If I need to have a small putting, I can do that business. Thank you so much for your patient listening. I hope I have communicated well, at least made some differences in the thought process of the upcoming entrepreneurs, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
You highlighted about excitement for achieving the success through an interesting video, and three keys of success like a passion, mindset, and responsibility, and products of the laboratory. Now I request Mr. Sudarma Dhananjaya sir, President of TiE Mysuru chapter, to hand over the memento to Mr. Sam. Please do the honors.
Excuse me, sir.
I am not hearing you. Come on, you have a lot more energy. The CMs, the AMs, and Sam, my good friend.
We have with Caden, we are talking about angel investment as one of the things which we need to do as a TiE. And for that purpose, I'm here to talk to you just a few minutes about my journey as an angel investor, and few of us are here who do the angel investment, and we are trying to come through some kind of a formal process through the TiE to do angel investment. That may take some more time because we have formed a Section 8 company and still going through some of the stuff, trying to figure it out. So I'm just going to go through a brief about it. I have about 10 minutes between your networking, the few drinks and the dinner. I'm not going to take that much more time. I think they have allotted 15, but I'm going to cut it down to 10. Okay? So first and foremost, when we talk about angels, one thing which I just want to make sure that everybody understands very fundamentally is that, can you please go to the next one?
There goes to the 10 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, who are these angels? That's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit. And then we're going to be talking about the next one, please. They are the biggest suckers. Okay? To be really honest, they're not the family and friends of the startup. The family and friends are the first one where you go and get a few, maybe a few lakh rupees to start your company, incorporate it, and have your office or something of that sort. Then you talk to the angels. Now there is government also helping out, but when you talk to the angels, you are asking them to invest money into your wonderful idea, whatever that idea is, and they are the biggest suckers. Why is that? Anybody has an answer? Why do I call angels as the biggest suckers? Very simply put, next part of it, with all the wonderful work which the startup does, about 92% of them fail as per the study. That means the success rate for an angel who has invested is about 8% to 10%. Okay? Some of these, for whatever the reason, they fail. But TiE as an institution, we are trying to change that. We are trying to say that, hey, we can do some of the 4 things which are very much needed: mentoring, networking, investment, and education. That will kind of help you to go over this. And this is the study which was done, 3,200 startups. And these are the data from that. 92% of them fail. That's a large amount of startups which have done the study. But I do believe that we are making a difference. The TiE is going to be making a difference. That's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit. And trying to, encourage each and every one of you to be an angel, to be an investor, to be an angel investor in that way. Okay? So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Next. So, we are also called as business angels from that perspective. So we are not just a simple angels, we are business angels from that perspective. Remember, there is a difference between what you call it as a family and friends and an angel. So that's what we are going to be talking about here. Please. The definition of it, I'll just let you read through it. There is nothing much to it, definition from the perspective of what an angel is all about. Please. Okay, this is again from eBank website. An angel, who is it and what do they do? That's what it defines. Okay, so I'm not going to read with you. You can read through it. The next one, please. So the motivation is, as I said, even though 92% of them fail, what is the motivation? The motivation is expectation of high financial return. I'll show you in the later part of it how the financial returns are in my own case, how much I've invested, I'll just talk a little bit about it. Now, playing a role of a person who is responsible in this entrepreneurial system. Most of the angel investors are successful business people who have exited from whatever the success which they have had in their companies, right? So that's where you come into the picture and you say that you want to do a little bit of helping the startup. We had a few examples of pitch fest people who had a great idea, they came out with it, and then they didn't find the money to pursue their passion, what Sam indicated. into something next because of the family pressures or whatever. So that's where, the little bit of money from the family and then taking the, the angel investment route will help. Okay? So satisfaction of being involved in that process is something more important than anything else. Then, the next one. So this gives you a very simple example of what is the difference between the table. Please. Okay? Between a business angel and a VC. There's a huge difference. Okay? The business angel or angel is an entrepreneur by himself or herself who has gone through that process, who has made some money, wants to invest into diversification, invest into different things and try to figure it out. So whereas a VC is managers, okay? So that's what the difference is. Okay? So when you are an angel investor, you're actively involved with the company to some certain extent and you're trying to see how you can make a difference in their outcome, and you're mentoring them on a constant basis, you're helping them out. You're not just like a VC, you put a board member somewhere there and you hope that things are improved, and if they don't improve, you just ask questions and there's a difference in that. That's what the whole difference is. That's where the education part of it, what we are talking about, comes into picture, and that's what I'm just talking about. So what are the success factors? You need to have a high deal flow, meaning that more companies should be coming into you in the startup ecosystem and trying to talk to you so that you become an angel investor. You can pick and choose, and high deal flow part of it, that's the important thing. And how do I get that? I need to create a network, I need to talk to my friends, I need to figure it out, and I need to go after. I think some of the TiE members are doing that already, and this is a way which we want to do. And the government is very focused on. KDM is one of the thing which they are talking about, saying that we want to encourage that and do that. Yeah. So hello. Yeah. So that's what they want to do. I think this was the problem. So that's the whole thing of it. And the full trust in the management team. When I say full trust, but verify. Don't trust blindly, verify it, make sure that whatever they are talking about, there is some, what you call it as the basis for it, and you are understanding it. The technology part or in your area, whatever your area is, just understand that. If you are in the entertainment business, if you are in the reality business, if you are in the retail business, understand that, and so that you can see it. Okay? So understand the revenue model. There are a lot of companies, for example, if somebody talks about the Uber model or, for example, the Cred model, be careful about it because most probably we don't understand that model, how they make the revenue. Okay, one of my challenge to the business school locally was that, can you come back and explain to me how the Uber model would work or Cred model would work? They tried their level best for almost 3 months. The best business the professors and others, and they came back and said, no, we don't understand. So for you to be an angel investor, understand the business model properly so that you know that the revenue does come in, and it may be, in the beginning, it may be negative, but eventually it has to turn positive and you should be able to make money out of it, right? So perfectly understanding the liquidity risk, that's what Sam also talked about. And that's where, yes, the banks will come into picture, but you need to have some guarantee, some warranty, somebody to sign on the dotted line for you to get the bank. But angel investor, you don't need that kind of a thing. No, so it's a little bit easier, but as an angel investor, you need to understand the liquidity risk there. Okay? Planning sufficient financial reserves for the future rounds. Make sure that you have invested now, but in the future round, you may have to co-invest a little bit more to sustain it and make sure the things work. That's an important thing for you if you are an angel investor. And I encourage everybody to think about it and start doing something about it. Okay? The next. Okay? Where to invest? Some of the evergreen sectors in India. I'm just mentioning these. That's what I found a little bit of interesting thing where I was able to make a little bit of money here and there. And education tech, retail tech, reality, and medtech. So one of the success stories of mine is a hospital that was coming up. I invested quite a bit of money into it. First round, second round, all of that, and it did flourish really well in the period of about 5 to 6 years. They did a lot of different things, and I made good chunk of money getting out of it. Okay, so could I have made more? Most probably yes, but somewhere along the line you have to call your this is the part where I talk about in the next part of it about the greedy thing. Okay, so you always think that maybe if I stayed one more year, I would have made more money, but somewhere you got to say that okay, fine, set a target and get out of it. Have I lost? Yes, I have lost in a couple of companies where I invested and it went bust. So there are a lot of problems, as Sam indicated, but those are all opportunities. Okay, so look at it as an opportunity. You could invest, but now the government is becoming a lot more easier to, making it a lot more easier to invest, and that's what the KDM is trying to encourage. And I'm sure KDM will have some policy decisions, and somewhere they will have a big event coming up in Mysuru, which will be talking only about the investment part of it. And I hope we all will, participate, and we will all be ready with that mindset at that point in time. Thank you. Next. So 10 tips. You can read through it, but I'll just explain a little bit of a couple of them. So appreciate the significance of time versus money. Remember, it is your time, it is your money, which you are investing into an angel, as an angel into a company. Make sure that you are able to balance it out, okay? And don't get yourself too deep into it. For example, the medtech, which I invested, I was one of the consultants for technology part of it, for whatever the technology, ECGs and various other things which they were buying. So I was able to help them out buy better brand things from China and various other places, and that helped them save a bunch of money. Okay, that helped me in terms of making my money, I guess. So the startup, when it comes and it says that I'm still trying to make the product, I will sell from next year. Don't believe that. The selling should start the time they come to you. If they don't have, the revenue from the selling may be very small, it's okay, but they have started selling. If they haven't started selling, they're still saying that we are trying to think about the product idea, think about this, and we are trying to pivot, we are trying to figure it out. Please take a little bit of a break, tell them that okay, find somebody else, don't become too big a sucker, become a small sucker in that way. Okay? Economics of pricing, the value to the customer, the same thing which Sam also mentioned about today. Wonderfully he mentioned. If somebody says that I'm going to undersell and I'm going to make money, please, stay away from it as much as possible. If there is no value, even if you underprice it, it is not going to sell. Okay? It's as simple as that. So the one other thing is that somebody will come and say that I have patent. Just to give you guys, just yesterday I got 3 patents awarded. Am I able to monetize any of them? That's a big $1 million question in front of me. 3 patents for 3 of my PhD students who worked on various different things. I got the patents for all of them, Indian patents. But I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to monetize that. Until I monetize, it's very difficult. One of the patents which is awarded, I'm now trying to figure it out how to monetize. I'm working with a company trying to tell them that hey, this is the way. It's very difficult to monetize that. So if you look at the patent to, for example, the value of partnerships and MOUs, I would say that the MOUs carry a lot more. If you have a good MOUs and that will help you a lot. The patents, good, but if you can monetize, it's a great thing. If you can monetize, some of the patents which I have, 4 or 5 of them in Intel, when I was exiting from that, they said that hey, if you want to hold on to your patent because you are retiring and you're exiting from Intel, you have a choice when you are filling out the last, what do you call it as the settlement check. They said if you want to, you can write it off, or we can give you a little bit of money. And I said, okay, let me get a little bit of money, whatever I can. Okay? So I couldn't see, even in the technology, some of the patents which I did being monetized, being at Intel. Okay? So it's very difficult to monetize those patents unless you know, where to go and where to get it done. It's difficult. So the financing plan and take a strategic view of it, trying to see how it is, and then plan funding around externally significant milestones, that is the inflection points. Okay? So if they say that, for example, they are building a new unit and they are asking for some money, yes. Or they are coming up with a new product with an MOU with a company, yes. And you see that there is some value in it. Otherwise, your second round of angel investment into it is, and that's where I talk about fail earlier, fail faster, fail. So better to get out of it sooner than later. And that's what happened with two of the companies where I invested. I said, okay, you can go ahead with it, and I'm just writing it off. Take me out of the balance sheet, and I'm done. If you want to go ahead, do something, fine. I'm not seeing much value. They're still struggling. They're still going with it. I don't know what. So that's what it is. Okay. So structuring the investment, economics versus control. Please don't ask for all the percentage of into the company. It's not going to work. Give the company the control to themselves. This is the thing which somebody talked about, saying that how do you value the company and valuation of it and all those stuff. Give them some. If you take more control of the company, you are in worse case than better case. So the startup people should feel that they own more part of the company. Okay, so that's another day we can talk about the valuation in terms of the angel investment. How do you do that? Okay. Next. So have patience. Small investments, more number, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. Nothing more than maybe 25 lakhs into the startups. Have a small investments into multiple companies and try to help them out as much as possible. And don't be greedy investors saying that I'm going to invest 25 lakhs into your company, so give me 50% of it. It's not going to work. They lose the focus onto it. So just make sure that it's fair enough, from your perspective, from their growth perspective, and all those stuff. Okay? Do not look to hold a large percentage of the company you are investing in. That's not going to work. And that's my, own personal experience. And I said that, hey, if I invest more, I have to hold more part of the, already I'm at 20%. If I go invest more, I'll be at 26%. I'm required to be on the board. I don't want to be, so I'm, calling it off and walking away. Okay? Stay away from being a family and friends. Be an angel only. Family and friends is a different part of the investment, and angel is at a different level, just before the series here. So that's what you need to look at. Understand the marketplace, work with your strengths, follow-up funding. Keep some money for follow-up funding. It's always needed. Okay, if you are planning to invest, for example, into the health tech which I invested, the first, it went all the way up to about 55 or 60 lakhs. Okay, so it ends up being more and more as we move forward to make it better. But when you exit, yes, it was wonderful exit, almost like about 23-24% per year, annualized from that perspective at the end of 5 years. So that's the kind of an investment return which you can expect from this. So that's all I would like to say. And if there are any questions, thank you. But I think Sudhir, and from KDM, they have some kind of a thing which is coming up in Mysuru, right? Yes. So do you have any idea when it is, when you are planning? Siddharth?
Finance Digital Economy Mission. We work very closely with all the ecosystem enablers in various cities in TiE. Mysuru they have been guiding us in terms of fostering the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Mysuru. I think Dr. Mahesh actually mentioned about the kind of initiative that we are bringing in for a chance for all you people to explore the option of investing in startups through an initiative called Beyond Bangalore Cluster Seed Fund. Beyond Bangalore is a marquee initiative of KDM, wherein we try to replicate the model that we have in Bangalore in selected clusters across the states. Mysuru, Mangalore, and Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum are the 3 clusters that we are working very closely. We have 3 key strategic initiatives where we try to focus on helping the startup ecosystem. We have Beyond Bangalore Startup Grid, where we provide startups with customized solutions. We work with private companies, service providers, be it legal, strategic consultants, and we help and guide startups to grow faster. We have beyond Deliveroo startup grid. The government plans to have 75 CR, a fund, cluster seed fund, to help 25 CR for each cluster to help the startups here. So I think Sudhir, my colleague, is stationed here. We'll have a separate session, reach out to people. Government has already committed 20 CR for this. 50 CR will sort of raise from the clusters, from HNIs, from potential investors, and we have Camco and Capco from Government of Karnataka would be fund managers, and we plan to fund from each cluster. We plan to fund almost 20 to 25 companies. So that's in plan. I think you may want to reach out to Sudhir, and he'll be in constant touch with you. I think that's the sort of plan that KDM and Government of Karnataka has for short term. We will also be coming up with Karnataka Acceleration Network, where we'll be sort of supporting accelerator locally from here to help the startups in incubators graduate at a much higher speed. Thank you again, TiE Mysuru, for giving us an opportunity to send this message across. Please get in touch with either KDM Bangalore or Sudhir, my colleague, is here. I think we'll be in touch, and we'll roll out this pretty soon. Thank you so much.
Mr. JSS Mysuru, and he's going to brief about the accelerator program. What do you say?
So, very good evening. As I always say, need to be at right place, the right context. Thank you for Mohesh Rao setting the context on angel investment in Mysuru, and also the KDM bringing the concept to beyond Bangalore and plugging into the Mysuru. And it's always wonderful to hear Cherian and Mysuru entrepreneurs' journey. So it's always inspirational, sir. Right. So the other thing, I think Mohesh Rao made my life easier. So the same context on angel investment. So SDC stuff in collaboration with TiE Mysuru and the Mysuru Grid. So we have conducted a 4 months accelerator program, and there are 15 startups who's going to battle it out for their investment tomorrow morning. So it's 9:30 to 1 o'clock. So experience and experiment what Mohesh Rao has mentioned is an opportunity for everybody, TiE startup members and otherwise as well, to look at and see what Mysuru can offer as a part of the investment itself. Right, earlier investment, and some of them into the later stages as well. So I use this opportunity to invite one and all for tomorrow's accelerator demo day, wherein which 15 startups and there are 10 investors. So some of them from Mysuru and some of them from outside. So they're going to be part of this event. So it is in HDC campus in Golden Jubilee building, the university office block. So I request one and all make time and please come and support all the startups which is going to be part of this activity, and that the small experiment can kickstart from this event itself. Thank you, one and all.
Members of TiE would acknowledge and thank all the members of the gathered over here. I call upon Mr. Tejas, Associate Member, to propose a vote of thanks.
So, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening all of you. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the word of thanks for the event to all dignitaries assembled here. First of all, on behalf of TiE Mysuru, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Cherian, Managing Director, Cherian Laboratories Private Limited, who honored this function with his inspirational thoughts. It was really a wonderful session, sir. Thank you, sir. The three key things to success: passion, responsibilities, and the mindset. As a young entrepreneur, you would really take it forward to our life. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable time. Next, I would like to thank to our beloved President, Mr. Sudanba, sir. You have been always a solid support system for TiE Mysuru chapter. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would be failing in my duty if I did not thank the board members who have made this day possible. I would like to thank each one of you for support to organize the event. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Mahesh Rao for briefing on angel investment to the TiE community. That was really an amazing session to all the angels to mitigate the exposure when they go for startup investment. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Lokesh for anchoring and handling this event throughout. You made us sit and enjoy each and every moment of this evening. Thank you. I would like to thank Mr. Prachal Vilas for such an amazing introduction. Our chief was just already mentioned your name. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you. Also, the extensive support given by Excelsoft team and the Inside Out team. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. Special thanks to our Executive Director, Mr. Mahesh Katle, who is the pillar of our community. I have seen personally how he is putting all his effort to conduct each and every event. Thank you so much, Mahesh. Last but not least, I would like to thank all charter members, associate members, and others who present here for making the time to be with us today and helping make this event grand success. Thank you so much.